These are our roads. People in a hurry. Statistics are proving that more and more road rage, teens driving irresponsibly, and a couldn't-care-less attitude is sending our road toll to unprecedented and unacceptable levels. Just a few years ago, a 25-year-old lad was driving within our outer suburbs when, out of nowhere, a rock was thrown at his windscreen from an oncoming car. The resulting damage caused by this premeditated act by a deranged person was life-threatening. Damian de Wit spent many weeks, months, and then extending to years on initial surgery and craniofacial reconstruction. His life has never been the same.
We went out to lunch down at McLaren Vale somewhere.
Yes.
To prevent myself from being late for work the next day, I would head down that night and fill my car up with petrol. On the way home, I never made it home. My mum here has suffered the most because during my frustrations throughout the whole ordeal, she's the one who's worn the brunt of my frustrations. So she's had to be the strongest of the whole of the family. The family's come closer together.
I think it's made us become more like my husband and I used to panic. If Damien was out and the phone would ring, we would both rush to the phone and think, oh, what's happened?
And Damian, what about treatment in those early years?
Well, I still can recall my first meeting with Professor David. It gave me great faith because at the time I was 25 and single with great dreams and hopes and aspirations of living what I call the Australian dream of, wife and 2 kids. And I said to the professor, I said, I'm still a single young lad, I'm still looking for my wife. And he leant back and he said, you'll be right with the ladies, don't worry. and as it turns out, he was right. I felt totally at ease. And then there used to be a huge lump on the right side of my face here. And after my first surgery, I was in awful pain when I woke up, but I ran my right hand down the side of my face and that lump was gone. So as I ran my hand down the side of my face, the pain of that operation just eased, just like that.
Yes, that just happened to be the first of many ordeals for you.
Oh yes, and it's still going. I think the biggest issue now is my memory. But apart from my memory these days, I think pretty much everything else is getting back on track. It's just a few little nip-tuck operations to get that final end result. Professor David is what I would call a genius, and he just takes it that step further and gets that perfection for you. So.
And did you ever face your attacker?
Never met him as to say, hello, how you going? But I had to put a name to a face, or a face to a name, so to speak, for my own personal closure. So at his court appearance, I made sure that I was present, just so that I could sight him. And that was just purely so I could see him and have closure within myself and close the book on all of this. But there's no vengeance in that. I forgive him for what he did. For me, his issues caused my problems. Now I have to live with that, and he has to live with knowing the fact that he crudely smashed my head. I've been left with post-traumatic epilepsy. I'd say that was the biggest change. Apart from my visual, the way my face looks now, as opposed to how I looked previous.
And the outcome?
The end result is it's brought everyone closer together. So if you look at it, truly some good has come out of it, because the relationship between everyone's just been strengthened and tightened, but at the same time it's taken a lot of tension to do that.
Well, this incredible and frustrating journey started many years ago now, Damian. How have you come out of all this?
I'm tired. But I'm happy. I'm alive. Sometimes I do find myself walking down the street with my face looking at the ground, and then I think, no, you stand tall and you walk proud. You're alive. You be proud.